Hello everyone and thanks for watching Edupedia World videos. Well, I am S.K. Puri, your faculty for Organization Behavior. Today the topic is motivation. Well, let us understand the topic of motivation and what we will be covering in this. The learning objectives of today's lecture will be following. Number 1, what is motivation and its various components? Second, what is the importance of motivation in an organization? Number 3, various theories of motivation. Number 4, last but not the least, motivation and its applicable to team building and team working. Now we are all learning individuals and hence we are continuously learning new things as they are coming. The world is changing and hence things are changing. Unless until we are learning individuals, we cannot cope up with the contemporary world. Well, here we have to understand that motivation is to be understood in team building also and team working also, because team working has become the order of the day. Now let us first define motivation. Motivation is the process that accounts for an individual's intensity, direction and persistence of effort toward attaining a goal. Well, here in today's lecture we will be concentrating on organizational goals and not personal goals. Well, to understand broadly, without motivation you may contribute hardly 20 to 30% of your capability, but when motivation is high enough we may contribute even up to 80 to 90% of our capability. So motivation increasing our contribution towards the goals of the organization. Now, if you see motivation has got 3 factors. This is definitely an effort towards achievement of the goals, but the 3 variables of motivation is: number 1, intensity of motivation, second is the direction of motivation, and third is the persistence of motivation. Now the intensity of the motivation is how hard the person tries in his effort. That becomes the intensity. The second is the direction of his effort. When motivation is there, the effort should be put in the direction towards the goals defined by the organization. If the efforts are not in that direction, then the motivation is not working towards the organizational goals, hence it is not effective. Third variable is persistence. The efforts which are made by the individual or the team should be long enough to maintain its effort, persistently should be there. Hence, having seen the 3 variables of motivation, let us further go into the various models or theories of motivation. Well, there are 4 famous behavioral scientists who have contributed towards the theories of motivation. They are Maslow, second Gregor, third was the Herzberg, and fourth the McClelland. So their theories are named after their name. Number 1 is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Second is McGregor theory X and theory Y theory. Third is Herzberg 2-factor theory, also called motivation hygiene theory. Number 4, McClelland's theory of needs, which will talk of need for achievement, need for power and need for affiliation. This theory has been very popular in understanding entrepreneurship. Now let us understand these theories one by one. First is the Maslow's theory of hierarchy of needs. Maslow, the behavior scientist, said that the needs are in hierarchy. The human needs are in hierarchy. Hierarchy means that there are lower needs, then higher and higher and the highest needs, and he said that unless until the lower needs are satisfied, one does not go to the higher needs. So this is why it is represented in a triangle of hierarchy. The lowest needs he explained as the physiological needs, then safety needs, then social needs, esteem needs, and lastly the self-actualization needs. Now let us understand the hierarchy. The physiological needs are the needs which are basically for food, sex, shelter, etc. They are the biological needs. The safety needs are needs for security or against the danger. The third need which he put was the social need for belongingness, need to belong to a group, need to belong to a club, need to belong to some particular society or social organization. Then he came to esteem needs, which are also called the ego needs. Ego needs that I am something, I am having some value, that is called the esteem or the ego needs. Lastly, he talked about self-actualization. Self-actualization is kind of self-realization, is following the purpose of your life, the meaning of your life. Now self-actualization we come as per hierarchy in the end. That means if all our needs are satisfied, like physiological, safety, social and esteem needs, we become self-actualizers. The examples are like Mahatma Gandhi, J.R.D. Tata, Jawaharlal Nehru, and many such leaders in industry and politics. These people, they devote their time fully towards actualization of their purpose in life. Now this particular theory has got some criticism also. It has been seen that people can defy the lower needs and go to the higher needs. For example, we have seen Mahatma Gandhi was going for satyagraha, not bothering about his physiological needs like food and shelter, and totally going towards self-actualization. His main aim was to make us free, to achieve India's freedom. So here the hierarchy is broken and he has directly challenged the lower needs and gone to the higher needs. Now let us understand the next theory, McGregor's theory X and theory Y. McGregor says that some people, for them theory X is applicable, which believes that employees are lazy and they are to be closely, strictly supervised. They do not want to work basically. So theory X will require even pushing them. Whereas theory Y says that people or employees are not lazy and given the right environment, they will be ready to work. So he said there are two kinds of people. For some theory X is applicable, for the other theory Y is applicable. The second, now after understanding the second theory, we go to the third theory, that is the Herzberg two-factor theory. Herzberg very interestingly says that the motivation factors are different from the hygiene factors. He says hygiene factors are those factors which should be maintained, and if they are not there, motivation will go down. But if they are there, motivation may not be there. That means they are hygienic factors. They are to be there, like the light in the room, office or factory, wages, supervision or job conditions, maybe temperature, if it is too hot and the fans or air conditioners are not there, job security, interpersonal relations. These are hygienic factors. But he said the motivational factors are actually the intrinsic factors like status, recognition, responsibilities, challenge, personal growth. If I am not feeling challenged in the job, or if I am not getting recognized, if I am not getting status, then my motivation may not be there. So hence he divides the two factors, the hygienic factors which should be maintained, which are just for hygiene in the sense to maintain, but they are not the motivators. The motivators are the motivational factors. Now let us understand the next theory, which is McClelland's achievement motivation theory. McClelland is also proposing theory of needs as Maslow has stated, but McClelland says that there are three kinds of needs: need for achievement, need for affiliation, and need for power. Need for achievement is that I want to achieve something in life, whereas affiliation is more or less for society, for being social, for having a need for belonging, for making friends, saying hello, hi to them, or making a kind of a social need, as it is parallel to social need in Maslow. For need for power is to have a control over people, to have power over people, like politicians have power over people. Now, very interestingly, this McClelland's theory of motivation is connected to entrepreneurship, because it has been studied again and again, and it has been seen that entrepreneurs have got need for achievement much more than the need for affiliation or need for power, because their need for achievement is high, hence they become entrepreneurs. So McClelland's theory of needs is also called the achievement motivation theory and is connected to entrepreneurship. Now McClelland's needs model is represented here by the three circles: the need for power, need for affiliation, and need for achievement. Here McClelland has divided the needs into three parts, whereas Maslow has divided into 5 parts. But these two models are the needs models, whereas Herzberg theory was a two-factor theory. Now let us understand the motivation and its effective tool for team working. As we have seen that slowly and steadily organizations are seeing that team working has got lots of advantages over working in a hierarchy manner. Team building and team working has got synergical effect, and if a team is motivated, the effects are really very good. And hence motivation, let us understand with respect to teamwork. In a team there is a leader, and here the theory says that there are two types of motivations: the negative team motivation and the positive team motivation. Negative team motivation is something parallel to theory X. It is believing more on pushing the people for work. It is belittling them. It is creating a fear factor in them, shouting and yelling in them. This kind of leadership in the team motivation is very short term. Let us understand the other kind of motivation, which is called positive team motivation, which is based on positive reinforcement. The positive team motivation is something like parallel to theory Y. It understands that individuals want to work, they have strengths and weaknesses, but if a very good environment is given to them, they will work very hard. It is kind of building their self-esteem both for the team and individuals, and each member is valued, seeking their opinion, sharing information, and allowing their contribution to play a role in the team decisions. There is a very respectful behavior within the team. Every individual is respected for his value, It is something not like negative team working in which more shouting and yelling and belittling is there. Here everybody is valued. I have seen in my experience that positive team motivation is much more effective. The negative team motivation may work on some people who are emotionally or professionally not that matured, and they may need kind of too much of following them. So negative team motivation may work there, but for most of the educated people today in the offices, it is positive team motivation which is more effective. Now let us go to neuro-linguistic programming, which is this science of success. What does it say about motivation? NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, says that everybody has got different meta programs built within themselves. That means they view the world differently, hence they are to be motivated differently. So as per this NLP, we must understand the psychology behind everybody and read couple of motivational theories. After reading a lot of theories, then we apply them as per the individual. What it means is that on some people some particular need is there, some particular things will motivate them. Everybody will not be motivated in the same manner. So we must motivate the people by understanding them. So a leader or a manager has to understand his people and accordingly motivate them. And it also says that we must lead by example. We must walk the talk. Whatever we say, supposing we say something different, we tell the people to value something, but we ourselves do not value that. For example, we tell the people to have discipline, but we do not maintain ourselves in discipline, then the team working will not be effective because they won't follow you. So walk the talk. Work and fun equilibrium, this particular thing is talked here because work should be fun. Hence, plenty of experience shows that one must mingle with people and have laughter, and then the flow will take place in the work. That means if the work is taken as fun, the work and fun equilibrium will make the focus and flow better. And if there is somebody who is not as good as others, do not isolate the sheep, it says. You should be skillful, reassured sense of belonging, and let him feel secured and important. The person who is not performing, once he belongs and he becomes loyal, then he will also improve. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I am hopeful that you must have now understood the topic of motivation. Thank you very much once again.